following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Wise.
Yeah, that way a ruby tree might grow and you could get more gems.
Tried that with gummy bears, didn't work.
Of course! Of course!
How long were you paying for the place?
It's going to run all day.
Until basically sundown, I believe.
Vespers.
And if the merchants are smart, they'll try and carry the party aspect of it on long.
So, do we
When
wish to
people
do
are
some
happy
more
to
missions?
spend more.
Well, we must get our
Which makes me
reputation
wonder
up.
That's
why
what
the
we just
WWE
did.
have concession stands at most of their live shows.
Perhaps the job boards are not the thing. Perhaps we need to wander the streets and find.
That's kind of what I did for the most part. I only did like 2 jobs, but I stopped 3 muggings and 2 thefts.
Go and do the jobs as a means to get to different places.
Maybe we should mingle with the crowds and the plays for a bit. We saw
There was quite a few houses there.
people have heard of us and their exploits. I'm sure amongst the nobles they may even hear word of my recent appointment.
Well, we could go back there for a while and see, and then continue on our
Check.
quests, because we do need to get more.
Perhaps if we could do trips around that vicinity, we might see something groups over the clash.
Maybe even a few of the more noble guests may know of something we can do.
Here, shoot the fat kid.
Yes, so where are you having this conversation? Are you stationary or are you moving?
Well, we would have been stationary, met up, and then like been moving back. Because this is right on the wall, right?
So what is the general formation of the party?
Sure, except for Solon, who never does this, we'd probably be in a line. Yeah. Because we're just talking and walking.
Yeah.
So who's on the outside edges of the line?
I guess it'd probably
Probably us.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'd be in the middle and I'd have one of them flanking me, and then Sulan's doing her Sulan
I'll be
things.
behind.
Thank you. So you get to your play. The crowd is swole well bigly.
Oof.
Like, very big. And there are notable observers. Not very subtle observers. They're not wearing any house sigils, but it's very clear these people are dressed better than everyone else, even if they're not nobility. They're clearly employed by people who can keep their retainers neat. Better cut. Like, really that stylish Romanian fashion.
I know. Didn't have time in the end.
Fuck you.
I don't think I had the coin for it anyway.
On hand? Probably not.
No, definitely not. Oh, actually, no, I did. All
just
those,
slap one of those rolls
all
down.
this roll out. I think this would do.
Oh, of course. So yeah, you arrive and you just stay together in a really awkward horizontal line.
Clump.
I mean, like, once we get there, we'd
Wandering.
probably, yeah.
Wander around and
Everybody give me a d20 roll and report the number.
I have a 5. Rip.
Natural 20! Fuck, that was awesome!
That was pretty good. I thought you were going to kid it up, but it stayed in.
It rolled along the edge of it, and then fell in. Oh, yes!
That's bonkers.
Okay, so the two 20s are exempt. So who got the highest after the 20s? That person, whomever it is, you're sort of walking around, whoever you are, you've got like a sausage on a stick, like a little disposable leather thing, a veil. You're kind of having a bit of a good time. People are like, ooh, handsome pig, one polling pussy now. And other men are like, ooh, handsome big. I haven't started to say this. Am I supposed to look like that? Loading issue.
It's a biological reaction.
What a hero that man must be. Look at the size of him. And you bump into someone.
Oh.
Not really bumping into, just casually brush.
Oh, okay.
This sort of short, stocky, smelly, greasy, mustachioed, unwashed, well armed with a mace man turns around. His greasy, unwashed tabard is white with a black cross on it, just like running edge to edge, up and down.
Do I know?
And he turns around there. Watch your step, filthy peasant!
My apologies.
He said that in Burman. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, I'll probably still just say that, even though I don't understand it. Because, well, like, no, you said I only brushed him, so to me it was like no more contact with anybody else. So I'll ignore it. I don't know he's talking to me.
Would you recognize the symbol though?
That's what I was wondering.
Well, not without a heraldry roll. I mean, this is pretty specific.
8.
Well, we'll come back to that. So the two natural 20s see this altercation happen as he sort of just ignores him and starts to walk off. The guy's like bristles meanly and like his hand like clutches around the haft of his mace but doesn't actually pull it out. And he reaches out and he grabs Sephiro's arm and whips him around and starts yelling in Burman under his nose, waggling his finger and like pointing down. And
I'll look down as he's pointing down to see if he's referring to something.
this seems to enrage him more.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying.
Speak! But he's in common, he's really broken, heavily accented. He's like, speak! Burman! Loud!
I do not know, Burman. Foreigner, Serenia.
Bastard! Motherless! You!
No, I have a mother.
Up front! This is causing a bit of a scene.
I'll try and get one.
Can I notice this? Because I do speak for.
Yes, if you want.
Like perception roll, or can I just
Yeah, sure. Just notice it.
just notice it?
If I have done you an ill service, I am
He's
sorry.
basically
but
yelling at him like, "You oaf! How dare you barge into me? Don't you know who I am? You unctuous, motherless peasant! Your father was a slut, and your grandfather smelt of elderberries. You get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness now before I destroy you and your family."
Okay, so I'll move over there. Sorry, I'll translate. I'll talk to that guy. I'll translate for you.
Filthy peasant! Tell this foreign dog! He has affronted my nobility! How dare he brush into me!
Relay all this.
Oh,
Further.
I apologize. I did not realize I had done you a disservice.
Apologize on knees! It is demanded!
Okay, I will.
He's like... He turns around and just continues watching the thing.
Then I'll just get back up. What was all that about?
That was Sir Adolf.
Did
He'd know. This is a world famous tournament champion.
yeah? Because I wouldn't.
The most dangerous tournament champion on the planet.
Which is probably
he
what-
just kills bitches.
Yeah, which is probably why I didn't intervene.
I have no idea who that was.
I'll slowly make my way over. Just arm around the two of you, slowly moving away.
Where are we going?
Radomir, are you drunk?
That was Sir Adolf. This way, come along.
What?
What? That's
I was very nearly
I
released
look
from my
back
oath.
to see if I can see him again, like. But I'm guessing he's gone.
No, he's watching the play.
Yeah. That's Sir Adolf.
It's not well that you annoyed him so.
His order of knights take a holy oath not to bathe or wash, which is why he looks so soiled and crumply and smelly.
Can't be attacked in the bath though.
He's never in the bath.
Isn't he supposed to be like the deadliest, one of the deadliest people known to anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Good thing we dealt with it then.
Good thing he speaks Burman.
He's
And good thing you actually just decided to be like, yeah, whatever, I'll just fucking kneel down and say I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't... Yeah, the thing... I kind of... Because it's like a party, right? So he's just like, whatever. I think it was a more formal situation if he didn't know who he was. I don't think it would have been any...
No, probably not.
No.
Well, I mean, I don't want to cast a spirit. You arrogant, egotistical, rat squiffling bastard. See, he just swiffled that rat.
It's my rat.
I was right.
Woof. Ah. Well, I'm placated. So yeah, the people seem to be watching this, and you notice, like, as it changes over, like, you know, the crowd, they don't go away, they just sit there for another run. And some more well-dressed people arrive at the periphery with concerned looks upon their faces for your natural 20 getters for noticing. And they, like, stay for one run of it, and then they rush off. And then, at the edge of the crowd, surrounded by a ring of guards, Rex a Roman of House Draconin shows up and watches it. And he looks...
Can we see him? Can we wave at him?
He looks... Do you really want to...
No!
And he looks... pissed!
I am a grim.
It's hilarious because you can't hide from him. If he turns
biggest
around, you'll
problem
see
is
he's sitting up.
I am at least like 2 feet above everybody
He'll look
else.
at your back going, he's smirking. That bastard's smirking.
Like the Roman starts turning towards me, I just do like a 180 around, but I'm still like...
Shit! So with that armor
Yeah,
and that sword,
and the shield on my back.
Yeah.
Not that he's seen that shield.
Moradin
actually,
Winter
I think.
Shield. No, that's... Everyone talks about that. You're just not around the groups of people that talk about it.
But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, how long are you going to sit down and narcissistically watch your own selves being acted by people who don't look anywhere near as handsome as any of you?
I'm not watching. I'm watching everything else.
Yeah, I mean, just...
Well, I mean, the main thing is like to keep an eye on the play, but also to pick up if there's any issues people are having, like any other jobs we can get while we're wandering around.
Oh, the crowd seems well entertained.
Interesting. It seems like the nobles were.
And of course, between everyone, it is announced who has paid for this so that you don't have to, and who's put this on. And it is, of course, the group of Saphira the Rat Paladin, who have found a marvelous author of this plaything. And, wink, because he thinks you've written it. So he's conveying to the audience that Saphira wrote this play.
It's a nonny mouse.
Hey, Nonny Mouse.
Yeah.
You've got a weird obsession, though, writing about this great mouse, though.
Oh no, they cut out the 7
cut out
pages.
the-
Yeah, but you still-
No, there was still like a solid...
You still have the weird obsession for writing about this mouse.
Well, he has everyone knows he has a pet rat, like... It's just a quirk.
So,
He's rich. He's eccentric. He's not weird.
so eventually, and after like one thing, he'll leave, looking pissed, and you realise you've just endangered everyone who's ever met you.
Again.
And also
That's
everybody.
that's par for the course at this point.
Be more concerned.
I mean, I still feel guilty about the poor cleric woman.
And so you should. She died because they wanted to get to Van Uber, which he rescued, and he answers to you, so it's your fault, Soviet.
At a certain point, you can trace all the evils in the world to Soviet.
or Thomas Drake. One of the two.
One of the two.
One of the two. They should pair up and be a crime fighting duo. Oh.
Yeah, they're tied together because you stopped her from dying.
Maybe a crime causing duo.
Yeah, I'll become Black Girl.
Black Girl. No.
I can run up ladders and then kick people. And do nothing else.
Get you played by Yvonne Craig if we can. Anyway. Yeah, so are you guys going to actually... I mean, I realize you're doing something now.
It depends if any opportunities come up. Like, it's mostly a job.
They kind of... I mean, there is, like, an amount of fucking around in a tavern we do every night.
Oh, sure,
So
yeah.
this is just that, but we're outside. Right?
Sure.
Like,
Oh, sure,
yeah.
So
Although, now that Roman's left,
Mm-hmm.
I'll nudge Severo on the side. After the next finish, we should, or at least you, should go up and take a bow. The people see you. I'm sure they can see you anyway, but...
Might not be such a bad idea. You don't think all of us should go up there?
It was mentioned the whole party sponsors the event, so...
Is there still the free food being given out?
Oh, yeah. And you will actually have to settle the bill after the fact.
Okay, it's
I already took it off. At
Oh,
the
did
time.
you? Good.
Yeah.
Righto.
When we did that whole thing, we...
If there are extra expenses after.
I mean, I think it's gonna run over because this is a larger crowd than anticipated.
Yeah.
If it runs over, then I'll go to the...
No, we can cover it, whatever. Clink, clink, clink,
Oh,
clink.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, you could even say, like free drinks on us for, like, the next week at this tavern. Because, like, who gives a fuck?
That could be disastrous if you don't arrange it with the tavern ahead of time.
Yeah, because they won't have enough for a start.
Remember when... No, you don't. Never mind. So, you can all roll a d6 to see which petty crimes you stop in the middle of the thing.
I have a 1.
Okay, so...
5.
You will stop a molester.
So he's stopping himself.
Also 5.
Dude.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Everything! Everything!
6.
Okay, so you got a 5.
5.
Mugger, 6. Murder attempt.
Ooh.
Someone argued over a woman. You stepped in and smashed his head into the pavement.
Oh, yeah. Murder.
Now he can only talk about holes.
Sure as a
5.
hell.
You also stop a mugging. Neat. Now what? You've got a whole afternoon. Well, I mean, you've got half an afternoon now. After this hot day.
It is past midnight at this point, though.
Yep.
Do you want to get up on stage and
We'll do that at the end, because they're going to play until basically sundown, so...
Vespers, yes.
So what we could do is we could wander away for a bit and then come back. Find some more work elsewhere.
Alright, you wander away, you get more work elsewhere, you do the work,
Yep.
you come back.
And then we can take the...
Is the crowd still just getting bigger?
Yes. At this point, it is very difficult to move in the area. They've actually brought in town guards to basically stop more people coming in
Wow.
and to sort of control the flow of traffic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe, like, all the free food you could eat might have been a bit... Like, that'll definitely get people to stay longer.
yeah, but the thing is, the play is just
Yeah.
It's very...
I mean,
They picked up on it, masked as it is.
Yeah, because
politically minded it is.
when they worked it over again, they made it less subtle. So now it's way too on point. like it's so fucking obvious what this is saying.
Although,
Without actually firing shots across Roman's bow, everyone's sort of thinking, hey, there's a guy who's a lot like this villain that just sort of came in here. Yeah, the play says we should suspect him, and because the mainstream media tells us this, we believe it completely.
Oh no! I've become everything I ever had.
No, but, like, it's not fake news!
So you go up on the stage. Who's going up?
Well, I'm going now.
I'm going up.
Oh, we'll go up, I guess.
Sulan seems reluctant.
Sulan says no. Okay,
Sulan will follow, but reluctantly.
See,
Only because they're... Come on, Sulan! Sulan, come on! You're in this too! Come on, Sulan!
That would have happened.
breathtaking sight of loveliness causes many young men to immediately develop a crush.
No, they're breathtaking.
Oh, you wonderful man. You take your bows. There's some cheers. There's some significant looks. There's a little like Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever fucking style, like beep, 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 appears on your head. So now you're marked, and we can track you wherever you go.
They'll be marked for quite a while.
So yeah, doing that, you're full of backslapping. You decide to head back to the inn.
Oh, you're not going to give a speech, Saphira.
No, that would be unwelcome.
I mean, that would put it straight into completely unsubtle.
No, but like you could make a speech that's more
should
like.
ask you for the name of the one who touts the story.
Yeah.
We're the sponsors. But
That would be egotistical, I think. I mean, if it was called for, certainly. It's not. Everyone's just really happy for the free entertainment and food. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally just make a statement that's like a one-sentence statement that's like, I'm like...
For reasons, I guess, because it's Vespers.
I will head back to my inn because I'll have that game with my friend.
So you head up to your room after the game. It's a pleasant game. Because I want to finish on a certain point here.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm bulling through here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you go up to your room, you close the door.
Then Severo took off all of his armor and weapons and locked them in the secure chest that he had, putting the key on top of the wardrobe where no one would find it, then crossed over to the bed and fed Scribbles for a bit. Then this happened.
And out from behind your thing steps Roman fucking Reigns.
Oh.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?